Welcome. Good morning. We are about to go live right now. And, of course, we're going to talk about what very well may have been the most boring prime time event on network television, that January 6th prime time flop-tacular. Oh, my goodness. What just a boring presentation. But I'd like to hear your calls on it. We're going live now, so call me on the air and share your thoughts about that hearing.
Are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vickinellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information,
Here we go.
or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
It's showtime.
You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
Hey guys, welcome to the program. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Indeed it is. And of course, we love President Trump on this program. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, how many of you actually watched the primetime, I'm going to call it the primetime flop-tacular. I don't know, I just made that up a minute ago. Flop-tacular, that's exactly what it was. This January 6th primetime event. And I don't say this just because I love Trump more than anyone possibly could whose last name is not Trump. There's no doubt about that, and I know you guys do too. Now, it's not just because I'm MAGA and all of that I'm telling you this. That, and I mean this, some of you will, when I give this comparison and make this reference, a lot of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you may be too old to have experienced what I'm going to reference, but that primetime January 6th committee hearing has been hyped up for weeks. And over the past 6 or 7 days, they've been doing all kinds of things to hype it up. Not just discussion, but arrest, Peter Navarro and all this. The Proud Boys, Enrique, and all that. You know, they did these high-profile arrests. The news, there's been this hype. And then it was nothing. And I mean this. The last time there was a primetime television event that was hyped up this much and failed to deliver so much and was so anticlimactic after the hype was Geraldo Rivera's Al Capone's Vault special. Remember that? Oh man, the Al Capone Vault special from Geraldo Rivera. Remember they finally busted into the vault and the roof of the vault had collapsed and it was just dirt in there with some empty bottles. It was, remember that? Oh, it's amazing Geraldo's career made it after that. It's been considered the biggest flop in television history, the biggest embarrassment in television history. Now we have an equivalent, an equal, and that's the January 6th primetime committee hearings. A complete bust. Boring and nothing new. You know, they claimed to have a bunch of new footage that we haven't seen that they were showing us last night. That's not the case. They showed footage that we've seen before, but from a different camera angle. Right? It was just different camera angles. They gave us some of the only thing that you could say was new maybe would be some of the body cam footage of the Capitol Police, which you can't even see. But this is not just because I'm MAGA that I'm saying this. Even if I were, it's hard for me to say, even if I was one of these never Trumpers, could you imagine? Even if I was one of these sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome, I would have been disappointed in that. How could you not be? And I did watch it. I watched it because I have to. For me to be able to talk about it with you all, I have to have watched it. So I watched it. I could hardly stay awake. Right? I could hardly stay awake. I mean that. It was that bad. It was that bad. So they spent the first hour just talking. The Democrat gave a speech, and then Liz Cheney gave a speech for 30 minutes. And everything they've said are things that we've heard them and many other Trump haters say before. There was nothing new. They were promising bombshell evidence, shocking evidence. What did they have that showed that President Trump had any involvement in what happened? None. They did one thing that is so inappropriate, it's going to backfire on them, and if they continue to do this, oh boy. They had one piece of footage that they altered. It was showing people breaking in, and then you could hear the audio of the noise from that, which is loud. And then they dropped in a voiceover of President Trump to make it appear as if he was giving live commentary and directions to the Capitol breach. Did you catch that? Way over the line and way inappropriate. And also about a year and a half out of date. If they would have done this a year ago or so, it may have shown more interest, but it's too little, too late, a rehash, boring, nothing new, and they got nothing on Trump because he didn't do anything. In fact, I'm going to play a clip here in a little bit. He talked about a peaceful protest in his speech in front of the White House, which was pretty far away from the Capitol. You know, what you had there was a security failure because of the incompetence of Nancy Pelosi and the Capitol Police. That's it. You know, it was not an insurrection. Everyone went in unarmed. Insurrectionists have guns. Only guns there were the Capitol Police. Now, I don't support going into that building. There was vandalism. There was breaking in the front. I don't support any of that. I would not have gone in the building. But they're not getting to the root cause of what happened. If Donald Trump was responsible for that, why did he offer thousands of National Guard soldiers to Nancy Pelosi to protect the Capitol? And why did she refuse it? So, it is open phones on Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is welcome so long as it's relevant to the news of this period. But I'd also very much like to hear your thoughts on the presentation last night. See if you agree or disagree. Maybe you found something that was just massively interesting out of it. I didn't. I thought it was a complete bust. And I was shocked. You know, they bring in this television producer from Good Morning America and Nightline, and everyone's saying this. Now they know why he's an ex-producer for ABC. That was some of the worst. You know, if I were producing it like a television special with a TV producer, which is very strange for a government hearing, you wouldn't start with... I love how they marched in. They're all... You know, when they came in, when the committee members marched in, did you notice the smile, the smirk on the face of Liz Cheney? She is so out of touch with reality. She thinks she's a beloved person. But if you're producing that with a television producer for dramatic effect, you don't begin with 60 minutes of pontificating speeches from Congress people. You begin with the most dramatic footage that you have, and boom. People that turn that on the network I'm not talking about, you know, CNN and MSNBC, those viewers are a bunch of Trump haters. So of course they stuck through it because they hate Trump. But people that turned on ABC, CBS, and NBC network broadcast television, how long do you think it was until they turned the dial? Not very long at all. Seconds. So our number is toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's Kane and the number 1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll free call no matter where you are calling us from. Oh man, and I want to take a moment to tell you about the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, the most MAGA CEO there is, and that of course is Mike Lindell. That's right, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell, a longtime supporter and sponsor of this program, the Steve Kane Show, and all the content I bring you, my podcast, everything. And right now, the BOGO extravaganza continues. Over a dozen of some of the most popular MyPillow items are buy one, get one free right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. That's right, the MyPillow towel sets, the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, the MyPillow itself, the classic MyPillow that started it all, the Giza Elegance pillow, and many other items are buy one, get one free right now at MyPillow.com. A massive sale throughout the entire site. Also, the MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper, the life-changing MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper, 30% off, and you get a free set of MyPillow sheets when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. That MyPillow mattress topper will change your life. I sleep the whole night through. I never have neck pain, back pain, no aches, no pains. I sleep well each and every night with that MyPillow mattress topper. It will change your life. If you think you need a new mattress, don't waste the money. Mattresses are expensive. You guys know that. Mattresses cost more than cars I've owned. It's true. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you have an old mattress you think that needs replaced, if you have a cheap mattress that doesn't do what a mattress is supposed to do, keep you comfortable, order your MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper. Use our promo code KANE, 30% off, and a free set of MyPillow sheets to go along with it. So go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code KANE, and check out K-A-N-E. Take advantage of all the specials you see there with our promo code KANE. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back with your calls after this.
Sloman's Home Security is giving away a free video doorbell camera, a free home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloman's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen, motion detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery, and a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now, 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Saddlefoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009.
Oh, yeah.
Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30%.
Hey guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, please like the video too, and share this video on all your social media, including Truth Social.
Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500.
Itchy Brain, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Itchy Brain. He says, Happy Friday. Everyone thank Itchy Brain for that $5 super chat. All right, we're coming back.
954-939-1500, or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All righty, 19 minutes after the hour. Actually, 20 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. Oh, man, this is the Steve Kane Show. We're talking about the most boring, anticlimactic, primetime television event of the 21st century. Al Capone's Vaults was back in the 80s. I was in high school. So they've actually made history here with the most anticlimactic television primetime event of the 21st century. Absolutely amazing. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know what this was? This was Fonzie on skis.
Oh, jump the shark moment?
Yes. That's what this was. I mean, think about it. You're right. This was boring. This was a rehash. And
yeah, I'll tell you what another one is. At least Fonzie was taking a risk. And by the way, who wears a leather jacket when there's water ski? But it was also this hearing last night. I thought desperate.
Yeah, and they're planning on coming back on the 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern in the morning.
Oh, I can't wait. When they when Liz Cheney went on her 30-minute rambling, boring, repetitive talk, I couldn't believe when she kept talking about, and on hearing number 4, she kept this long list of hearings they are going to show us. Are you kidding me? And already, Jason Miller is saying that they selectively edit his testimony. And I'll tell you, they also did manipulation on Ivanka. They did a zoom in on Ivanka's face on that footage that was so close to make her look like she was shady. I don't know if you noticed that. And the camera angle they had on Jared Kushner was strange too. They did a lot of manipulation with the camera and with lighting and things like this to make these people look like they were nervous and had something to hide. A lot of film tricks going on there, I noticed.
They were trying to make these people look like Nixon looked in that television debate versus in 1960 versus
Kennedy, the Kennedy-Nixon TV debate. Yeah.
Yep, and that's the thing. This is if they think that this thing is going to make people want to watch the next set of hearings, they got another thing coming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would imagine the average view time of that on the network television was less than 60 seconds. It would have to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people like you and I sat there and watched it, but most normal people who wanted, like we said yesterday, who wanted to see their programming, even though it's a rerun, aren't going to watch it.
My wife said she would rather watch reruns of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial than watch that. It was so boring. When Johnny Depp was testifying, I was interested. I was listening to it in the car on my radio, and that was interesting. He was talking about his private island and his accountants and all this stuff. That was more interesting by far than what we saw last night. And the fact that there was nothing new.
Right, and you're right about her and that smirk.
Oh yeah, when she walked in, Liz Cheney, the smirk. Yeah.
Yeah, like she knows something that we don't know. We know that this was a bunch of you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, don't make me use the dump button.
Yeah, I don't want to make you use the dump button.
K-Dogzilla, $5
you know what I'm
super chat.
Everyone think going to say about that is a bunch of it.
More reason Trump will win in 2024. God bless America. That's right.
Two people that spoke at this hearing.
What was the deal with this British guy? You know why they brought in the British documentary guy? You know why?
Why?
Because leftists think that because someone has a proper British accent that they sound more intelligent to the listener. They think the British accent gives credibility to their never Trump or Trump derangement scenario. I'm serious. That's why he was there.
And then this cop this blonde cop that they brought in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can tell she knows nothing. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, what was that all about? You know what I was wondering, and I'll throw this out. You know that one cop that works for CNN now, the one that's got the big neck tattoo? Okay, I was thinking about this last night because at the end he was standing up talking when during the break. That neck tattoo looks like a tattoo that you get to cover up another tattoo. And I'm wondering what the original tattoo was. Was it something racist and white supremacist? For someone to get a tattoo on their neck that is just a tattooed out blotch without any artistry is very unusual. I don't know. But to me, it looks like he's covering up an original tattoo that would be offensive. Did anybody else pick up on that? The neck tattoo of the DC cop that works for CNN?
Yeah, I picked that up. But But the thing with this female cop that they had testifying, she's talking about all this stuff that happened, getting sprayed with something, which might or might not have happened, and had to cause her to come off the line and all that stuff. But she literally said nothing.
Yeah.
Top.
That's true. Hey, Mike in Louisiana, have a great weekend. Thanks for the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Louisiana. You must have loved that last night, being a liberal.
No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't, Brian. I didn't love it last night.
All right, well, tell me. Give me your thoughts, your analysis.
I didn't love it because I felt sorry for our country last night. I felt sorry because what I saw last night was so horrible for our country. And
yeah, I'm going to agree with you. You know, this I'm going to agree with you. It was horrible. You know, this January 6th, I'll let you talk. Don't worry. I'm here till 9. And we're 3 minutes away from the break. You'll have plenty of time. But I agree with you. This was terrible. You know, this January 6th committee, and I mean this, you know, look at these people suffering from late stage Trump derangement syndrome. It looked like a support group for Trump derangement syndrome sufferers sitting around sharing. You know, like they have AA, like Alcoholics Anonymous. It was like Trump talk. How many thousands of people are dead? How many millions of lives have been destroyed because of her war criminal father? It's like having Ava Braun up there. Pat, where's that hearing?
Okay, fine. Last night, the reason I felt sorry for our country because if those people would have got in there, if they would have got to Nancy Pelosi or Mike Pence, they would have hurt.
But no, let's talk about what really happened here as opposed to what could have happened. Nancy Pelosi, excuse me. No, excuse me. Slow down. President Trump offered Nancy Pelosi thousands of National Guard soldiers. Well, if you're going to ignore the facts, how can I talk to you?
Trump is a liar.
That's been reported by CNN and MSNBC that she turned it down. There's document. No.
Hello?
He offered 20,000 troops to guard the Capitol, and Pelosi said no. This is documented and widely reported.
You would not admit Trump was wrong, but
Trump didn't do anything wrong. He said peace. Let me play a clip here. This is. Yes, I am going to play the tape. This is okay. All right. If you want to hang up, that's fine. Goodbye. This is Brett Baer giving some analysis last night, and in this analysis, they play a clip of President Trump from his speech in front of the White House. So I wanted to play this to Louisiana for their comment, but you know they can't handle the truth. Listen.
Was that when they went into the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, specifically how they had kind of planned their ascent to the Capitol, they didn't stop by the president's speech. They went right to the Capitol. So that took away from, like, they were motivated by the president speaking.
And we have a little bit of him. If we'll play that for you, because I think that's where you're going. This is from the president's speech that day.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Peacefully. Key on peacefully. He says peacefully.
Building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
They didn't air that part.
Right.
They didn't air the peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. They cut it short of that. But my point is that if it was this planned thing, the filmmakers with
Robert,
the Proud
good morning.
Boys, and they pass by the speech, they go right to this confrontation.
Okay, so they didn't play that part last night. President Trump said peacefully. Peacefully. Why didn't they play that part? It doesn't fit their agenda. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. I would like to have a conversation with a Democrat like Louisiana, but if they're going to ignore the facts and say the facts aren't true, it's hard to have a discussion with someone like that. It really, truly is. You know, on January 28th, our 4th annual Steve Kane Listener Cruise leaves out of Miami, and you are all invited. You know, this is our 4th cruise. We're going on the Celebrity Apex, which is the most expensive cruise ship ever constructed. It's beautiful. Go look it up online. There's a ton of videos of it on YouTube. This is as luxurious as it gets. And, you know, we've partnered with our cruises with Celebrity Cruise Line, which is a luxury cruise line, and you're treated that way. It's like being on a yacht. You know, drinks are included. Did you know that? If you choose that. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine. You don't have to. You know, I typically drink alcohol and a lot of bottled water because, you know, alcohol dehydrates you. But drinks are included. It's a week. We're leaving out of Fort Lauderdale. We're traveling to San Juan, Puerto Rico, Tortola, and St. Kitts. We have dinner together every night on our cruises. And those of you that have been on our past cruises, you know this. I reserve the best, and we already got it, the best tables in the dining room where every table has a window view of the beautiful ocean. And we dine together every night. We have a whole bunch of shipboard activities planned. We go to the Broadway shows. We go to those together. We're planning shore excursions where we're going to go ashore in these beautiful locations together as a group and have a great time. And it's a week together. And you all will love it. You know, over the years, we've built up a good cruise family of people that go with us. And if you've not been before, you'll want to go. This is going to be a great time. Now, we locked in our cruise when, you know, the world had fallen apart. So we have locked in incredible prices. Now, when you call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot, he will give you the price over the phone. Price varies based on the type of cabin and all that stuff. You know how it goes, okay? But this is a luxury, very upscale cruise, and you're going to get it at a very bargain-based price because we got a great deal because of when we set all this up. It's a great time. And, of course, I'm there. My daughter's going with me. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are going. Steve is coming with his wife. And we just have a great time. And I just love it. I'm up all night with the listeners. We stay up until they close the venues on the ship. We're up early in the morning at the gourmet coffee bar, which is included, the gourmet coffees, and have our morning coffee club. It's just a great time. And I really enjoy it. We set up these cruises because I had not taken a week vacation. When we did our first cruise, I had not taken a vacation since my daughter came home from the hospital when she was born. That's right, I'd gone 20 years without a vacation. My first week-long vacation in over 20 years was our first week-long listener cruise. And that's why we started doing these cruises, and I really look forward to them. And, of course, we missed last year because of everything that was going on. The number I'm going to give you is to Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Give him a call. He'll go over all the details with you over the phone. Lock in your reservation at these very, very low prices. You're going to love it. You really are, I promise you. Here's Ian's number. And if you missed this, Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, his number is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, folks. Dr. Matez here. Now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue.
Good morning, everyone who's just joining in. That, you know,
hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But
that hearing was really. What do you think about my Al Capone Vault special with Geraldo comparison?
Sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget,
not true, Joe.
A complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982.
Oh, yeah, we go out of Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I forgot to mention, we do, I'll talk about it later, we have a sail away party. We're going to do it from one of our ports of call. I don't know which one yet. We have a private party with the officers of the ship as we're leaving port. It's beautiful and really exciting. And we have a lot of people that fly in from around the country: Connecticut, Arizona, California, Washington, Colorado, Pennsylvania, to go with us. It's really a great time. Here we go. Coming back. Yeah, you can see the bridge. Yeah. I love cruises. I always have. I've been cruising. First cruise I went on was in '89. All righty, we are back. You know, this January 6th primetime hearing is very difficult to do from a talk show perspective. You know, I got it really early today because I wanted to hear like the early morning television news coverage, not during the event, but after there'd been a few hours for the media to process it. Fox News is hardly talking about it, and the rest, they're struggling. You know why? There's no new content. Let me give you an example, okay? I remember, like, Steve and I we used to have a cable access television show, which was one of the most exciting shows ever on cable access television. I have a box filled with the tapes of these shows. They're too hot for YouTube. You can't put them on YouTube. They really create stuff. But one show we did was with these women from an organization called the La Leche League, which actually should be out there in public these days. You know what the La Leche League is? La Leche. The La Leche League. It's an advocacy group for breastfeeding mothers, because some mothers would face difficulties breastfeeding in public, right? They get tossed out of places. And I remember we did a television show with the La Leche League lady. And I remember Steve said, you know, we got to wait until there's an incident with a lady. If a breastfeeding mom gets thrown out of a restaurant or kicked off a bus, we can do a show on it. You got to have an incident. You got to have a news event, something new about it to do the show. And something happened, and we did a show about it. And it was very, very funny. We had this lunatic that we used to work with, Rick Siderman. You guys remember Rick Siderman? He was very much opposed to women breastfeeding their babies in public. He thought it should be done like in private and hidden. And he was coming on the show to attack these breastfeeding women, and he was on the show talking about how disgusting breastfeeding in public is. And what he didn't know, in the green room, while he was in the green room with the breastfeeding La Leche League women, and waiting for the show to start. He sat out there for an hour with them, and all of them were breastfeeding their babies, and he didn't even know it. Yeah, that's right. In fact, he was eating a breakfast sandwich. He had no idea. It was hilarious. But anyway, the reason it's difficult to talk about and do a talk show based on those hearings last night, there was no new happening. It was like watching a rerun from a year and a half ago. They had nothing new. The footage was not new, except there was some police body cam footage, but most of the footage was the same footage we had seen before from a different camera. And since there's nothing new, it's hard for the news to talk about it because they don't have something new to bring to the viewers, because the news comes from new. You just add an S to news. But there's nothing new, meaning there's no news, other than the anticlimactic nature of the entire television event. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Al. In D.C.
Oh, Liberal Al. How you doing, Liberal Al?
Yeah,
up early today, I see.
Yeah, the Proud Boys are a little slow in the take. They took Nick Quiston.
No, I'm not a supporter of the Proud Boys. You know, I've seen the Proud Boys at Trump events. They're not with the rest of the MAGA people, and most of them look like undercover federal agents or informants like Enrique that they arrested. They arrested this Proud Boy charged him with sedition. He's been an FBI informant for years.
So he makes a living as an FBI informant. Do you have something against that?
No, but I think it's odd that they arrested a Proud Boy who works for them, who wasn't even in D.C. that day. The Proud Boys are not your average. Let me give you an example. You've got a crowd of a couple hundred people that did something very bad, right? The Capitol breach. That was bad. I'm opposed to that. You got a couple hundred people. Let me finish my thought, Al. Okay, you got a few hundred people that did something that was wrong, right? The Capitol breach. Why is that a statement on the entire MAGA movement? You know, one of your Democrats was arrested day before yesterday. He was going to assassinate a Supreme Court justice and his entire family. Why is that not a statement on the Democrats?
How do you know the guy's a Democrat? He could be an independent.
Because it was reported in every publication that he was a registered Democrat from California. That's how I know it. So why is assassinate the entire Republican baseball team and shot Steve Scalise? Why is that not a statement on Bernie Sanders and the entire Democrat movement?
You put comparing apples and oranges here. Nick Quested was there and documented everything that happened. Okay, and Enrique Carrillo is now a major player in the Miami-Dade Republican Party.
Yeah. So what? What's that got to do? You know, if listen, this is what you're doing. For example, okay, Black Lives Matter, they do some, they retail district and loot it. That's not a statement on the Democrat Party. Why not? Why are you not responsible and Biden and Kamala and the whole Democrats responsible for their actions?
Okay, how about the fact...
No, that's not an answer. I asked you a question. You don't answer... Al, you don't answer you do not... Excuse me. You do not answer a question with a question. I asked you a question. I deserve an answer.
Those actions are deplorable, okay, but they got nothing to do with this situation. Trump chose not to...
Trump said peacefully protest. He said peacefully protest.
Be entertained.
He said peacefully... President Trump said peacefully protest.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do you deny that? Do you deny... Excuse me. Do you deny that President Trump said peacefully protest? Do you deny that?
Yeah, I mean...
No. You denied it. See, he didn't hear the first segment of the show. Hold on. I'm going to play a clip. This is Brett Baer last night. You'll hear President Trump. Listen.
Was that when they went into the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, specifically how they had kind of planned their ascent to the Capitol, they didn't stop by the president's speech. They went right to the Capitol. So that took away from, like, they were motivated by the president speaking.
And we have a little bit of him. If we'll play that for you, because I think that's where you're going. This is from the president's speech that day.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
They didn't air that part.
Okay, peacefully protest. Why didn't they play that part in the hearing last night?
Roger Stone, your buddy, he met with them the day before the invasion. If you don't think there is a direct connection to Trump, somebody's going to...
Well, then show us the direct connection. Show us the direct... President Trump offered Pelosi 20,000 troops to protect the Capitol, and she turned it down.
She's not the one who makes that...
Yeah, she is. No. She's in charge of Capitol security. She's the chief executive over there of the Capitol.
They give her the intel, obviously.
And you used a strange word, invasion. If this was an insurrection, why did none of the Capitol breachers have guns?
Oh, there was...
No. Not one Capitol breacher had a gun. In fact, it's been widely reported none of them had a firearm.
Oh, and the stun gun is the guy that...
That's not a firearm. I'm not talking about stun gun. If it's an insurrection to topple the government, why were they not armed with guns?
You know what gets me
No, you don't have an answer for that one. It doesn't make sense, does it?
I have an answer. I have an answer. Let me get a couple sentences out in a row. Okay? There's no excuse that during the few hours before the protest that Trump is the commander-in-chief. He didn't have to ask Pelosi anything. He could just put them in there. You know, the governor of Maryland called in and asked if he can send his people in, and he was refused. You do know that, right?
Why did Nancy Pelosi say no to the 20,000 soldiers to guard the Capitol?
During the course of events that day, for 4 hours.
I don't know what you're talking about with Maryland.
Yeah, his name is.
Okay, all right. I let you get 2 sentences out. I think you did better when I didn't let you get a sentence out. I let you get 2 sentences out, and you lost it. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly, 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commissions. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You could be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a 6-figure income potential. So if you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. A great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
Sloman's Home Security is giving away a free video doorbell camera, a free home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. How would you like a free doorbell camera? Call 1-833-283-5050, and Sloman's will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. The system includes an LED touchscreen, motion detector, 3 contacts, a backup battery, and a professionally installed video doorbell camera. Call now, 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
Oh, man. I tell you, the liberals, you can tell when the liberals are losing. I've talked to 2 liberals today. They both were incoherent. When liberals are winning, they don't sound incoherent. I remember, for example, after Obama won in 2008, oh, man, for 6 months, but the week after and the day after, it was a full board of calls of liberals just laughing at us. They were so high on their victory. They were so excited. They were calling us up, laughing at me, laughing at Steve, just celebrating. Went on for months. Does it sound like the Democrats that have called this program, does it sound like the Democrats feel like they've won something? Doesn't sound that way to me. Does it sound that way to you? Oh my goodness. It sounds like they're discouraged, to tell you the truth. Oh man. They are as disappointed in that hearing last night as we were. Our number's toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. This is the Democrat chairman of the committee in his opening pontification.
And the Mississippi River. I'm from a part of the country where people justify the actions of slavery, the Ku Klux Klan, and lynching. I'm reminded of that dark history as I hear voices today try and justify the actions of the insurrectionists on January 6, 2021. over the next few weeks, hopefully you will get to know the other members.
Okay, so he's making a KKK reference. You know, this is just so bizarre when you see these people. Their entire world is this world of never Trump. And it's a very strange world to be in, but whenever you are in a group and you're obsessed over one thing and you're brought together by one thing, that's your hatred of Donald Trump in their instance, but anything, you lose touch with reality. You know, it's really what they have is they talk about those of us who love Donald Trump as much as we do, those of us in the MAGA movement. They say we're in a cult. You hear this all the time. I don't think so. You know, we have a lot of diversity of opinion on issues inside the MAGA movement, don't we? Oh, yeah, we do. They're the ones that are in a cult. And so far as wrapping Trump around the Proud Boys, this is a clip. This is President Trump. He was on Fox News talking to Sean Hannity about the Proud Boys. Listen.
I have to say, I've said it many times, and let me be clear again, I condemn the KKK. I condemn all white supremacists. I condemn the Proud Boys.
There you go. He condemns the Proud Boys. You know, I've talked about this. I've been at events where there have been Proud Boys. And, you know, I went to... I went to Mar-a-Lago on Biden's inauguration day. Remember, I've talked about this? But there were two things there that I haven't talked about in a while. And one of them was seeing the Proud Boys up close, really for the first time. But this was inauguration day. I was one of the last people to see President Trump while he was president in his first term. And I took one of the last photographs taken of him of his first term while he was still president. The last few minutes he was... In fact, if you go to my Truth Social, Real Brian Craig on Truth Social, my banner photograph, I took that picture. That's one of the last photographs taken of President Trump while he was actually president in his first term. And it's a great photo I took there. I got very lucky with that because I am not a photographer. Go check it out. It's a wonderful picture, beautiful picture. But anyway, there were two things that happened. First, I'm with all the MAGA people. We're waiting for President Trump to come by. And then this guy came up he was wearing a t-shirt and jeans, but it was all MAGA wear. He had a Trump shirt on. He had shorts on. He had sneakers, and he had socks on that go like up to the knees. The socks were Trump socks, and of course a MAGA hat. And he was trying, and all of a sudden, and I saw him there walking around, and not long before President Trump came by, maybe about 15, 20 minutes before President Trump came by, he tried to get the crowd riled up and fighting and started saying terrible things to try to start an event. And you know what happened? All the MAGA people said, "Get the hell out of here. You're not one of us." And they started yelling, "Fed, Fed, Fed." And you know what he did? He walked away. Just walked away. He got busted. And I was standing waiting for President Trump. And right behind me, kind of sitting behind me, or standing behind me, was one of the Proud Boys. And I've never really been around the Proud Boys before, but I saw this guy behind me, and he was not a young guy. He had gray hair, and he had on a Proud Boys leather vest, and it was let me tell you, it was an expensive vest. And he was talking to some other Proud Boys with their Proud Boy vest. They all had short military-style haircuts, okay? The vests were expensive. These were very expensive, custom-made leather vests. I don't know how much these things cost, but very, very expensive. They're the kind of, you know what I'm talking about, but you've seen them on TV, but when you see them up close, I mean, these are really high-end handmade stuff. This is like what the expensive, you know, the stockbrokers and big shot attorneys that have the expensive Harleys on the weekends would wear, very expensive. And of the Proud Boys, they were all middle-aged. All of them were middle-aged, and all of them military-style haircuts. All of them were in peak physical condition. They were big guys and built. Not one of them had a beer belly of any kind. How are you going to get a group of 10 or so middle-aged guys and not one of them, not to mention all of them, but not one of them has a beer belly? And I made a vlog. If you watch my Inauguration Day vlog on my YouTube channel, you might catch one of them, and the guy I'm talking about. But I was filming, I stopped filming, I called my wife, I told her about, I said, this Proud Boy guy's an undercover federal agent. I'm looking at this guy, he's an undercover federal agent. You know, it reminded me of, remember after 9/11, there were air marshals then, not as many as we have now, but there were a few air marshals after 9/11. And people were talking that the air marshals were ineffective, not just because they didn't have that many, but they weren't undercover on a plane. They always came on with a military-style haircut. And as you could tell, they looked like they were military. That's how these guys were. Okay? And you know what? Some of you have probably seen them around and know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Oh, man, you know, we are just over a week away from the most important day of the year. You know what that is? That's right, Father's Day. Father's Day right around the corner. Let me tell you, I know what dad's like. You know why? Because I'm a dad, and I know what I would like for Father's Day, but I already have these two things. My wife and daughter have gotten these things for me already, but you can get them for yourself, dads, or get it for your dad, your grandfather, your husband for Father's Day. The MyPillow bathrobe comes in multiple colors, many different colors. At MyPillow.com, the MyPillow bathrobe, which is a gift that every MAGA dad would love to have, 30% off with our promo code Kane at checkout. It's an incredible deal. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe. If you're not going to see Dad, have it delivered to him. Now, the MyPillow My Slippers, I have the MyPillow My Slippers. They are wonderful, perfect slippers. They have a special going on right now for Father's Day, but it also applies to the lady slippers. It's supposed for the men and the women. The regular price for the MyPillow My Slippers, $139.98. Right now with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, just $49.98. That's $90 off. The MyPillow My Slippers. These are great for Father's Day. I'm telling you. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Dad will love them. And hey, dads, you can order them for yourself too, all right? 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. That's right. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go anywhere.
This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed
what's
sheets,
going on?
Giza Elegance MyPillows,
I can't hear him.
MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow.
Can you get closer to the phone? I only got a second.
MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials.
All right.
Use the promo code Kane,
I'll talk to you in a bit. I gotta get back.
At checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
I took both eyes in the back of my...
John DeTondo, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I want to thank John for that.
Of everybody else.
Half the price? price.
We only have 4 days from another important day. President Trump's birthday is June 14th. Oh my goodness, is it really?
Which nobody, the tires I look at.
That should be a national holiday.
That is a 16,000-mile warranty. So they're not only half the price, the
Don't you
price
think
is good.
President Trump's birthday should be a
Friendly Tire.
national
you bought
holiday?
New tires, right? So you bought new tires because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes.
Oh,
but
man.
You bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town.
So that's
That is
Tuesday.
phenomenal, and came with a 60,000-mile warranty on the tires. That's great. And of course, Friendly Tire, they never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
Greg, everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody can buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642 or online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Coming back in just a minute, guys. It's our top of the hour break.
By Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of...
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video and share the video on all your social media if you can. That helps too.
Toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
We're getting close to the 50,000 sub mark, which I'm very excited about. So if you guys could help me get to that 50K subs, oh man.
Its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane.
Oh man, hour number 2 has begun. It is Friday morning, June 10th, 2022. My name is Brian Craig. That's right. You are listening to the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio in the state of Florida, the Steve Kane Show. Welcome. Hour number 2 has begun, and this almost passed me by. But someone told me during the break some exciting news. June 14th, which is Tuesday, is another great day. Oh, man. The birthday of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th president of the United States. That's right. His birthday is on the 14th. Oh, man. Yeah, I think President Trump's birthday should be a national holiday. That's right. We'll call it MAGA Day. Make America Great Again Day. Well, welcome back. And in the first hour, it is open phones on Friday. So anything and everything you have on your mind is welcome on the program on Fridays. And also, I'm so reluctant to say open phone Fridays because that's Rush's thing, the great late Rush Limbaugh. But it is open phones on Friday, so long as you're relevant. I don't want to hear something, out of left field. But, but it is open phones. But I really, truly want to hear your thoughts on what I consider to be the most anticlimactic television event in primetime television since the Al Capone vault disaster of Geraldo Rivera's. Oh, man, if you were around during the Al Capone vault, you get what I'm talking about. That was hyped up for weeks. And when Geraldo opened up the vault, the roof of the vault had collapsed and the entire vault was dirt. It was dirt. And there were some empty bottles inside the dirt that had collapsed in it. And there was this fantasy and promotion going on that it was a walk-in vault, that when they opened up the vault, that it was just going to be filled with all these riches and artifacts and perfectly preserved. And Geraldo was humiliated on live television, primetime special, Al Capone's Vaults, or Al Capone's Vault. Remember that? That's what happened last night on the January 6th primetime hearing. It was hyped up for a long time. They had nothing. Nothing. Really, truly nothing. And even from my perspective of what I do, it's a difficult topic to discuss here on the program because there was nothing new to talk about. Tucker Carlson last night talked about it.
The whole thing is insulting. In fact, it's deranged, and we're not playing along. This is the only hour on an American news channel that will not be carrying their propaganda live. They are lying, and we are not going to help them do it.
Yeah. Deranged. I like that. Deranged, desperate, pathetic, boring. Newsmax was amazing last night. I'm a Newsmax guy. I've been an admirer of the great Chris Ruddy. We got to have Chris Ruddy on the show. We got to have Chris Ruddy here on the show one day because, I've been following Chris Ruddy since the Vince Foster Arkansas State Trooper days, and he's got Newsmax TV now. And I was a little disappointed, and I was very wrong about this. I was a little disappointed yesterday when I heard that Newsmax was actually going to carry the January 6th committee hearings. I was like, come on, Newsmax. I was a little upset about it. I even talked about it on my podcast last night. And then what they did was absolutely amazing. Schmidt, he was on. And I watched the hearings on Newsmax TV, and I'm glad that I did. You know what they did? They turned it into Mystery Science Theater 3000. Did any of you watch it on Newsmax? Schmidt would come in while they were talking and give his commentary with great guests, like members of Congress. It was great. It was like Mystery Science Theater 3000, the January 6th primetime committee hearing edition. It was wonderful and beautiful, and I really enjoyed that. So, and I'm going to continue to watch the other hearings they have if I watch them live on Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV made me proud last night. I thought what they did was beautiful, and it was unique. So, any of you catch that last night? All right, let's take some calls. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Janet, Coral Springs.
Hey, Janet.
Listen, there's three main points that are the elephant in the room.
$10 super chat. Thank you. I want to thank
for
Pelosi.
It's due to the intel on January.
Yep.
The Department of Defense up to 20,000 National
Very
Guard.
Very funny, Percala. That's right.
The Secretary of the Army in charge of the National Guard engaged Bowser, Capitol Police, and Pelosi to accept the Guard protection, and they refused. And NPR reports that the ex-Capitol Police chief says the requests for the National Guard were denied 6 times.
Yeah. So now you got to ask yourself. So slow down on that. Because that's, of course, that wasn't discussed last night. Really, why? No. I'm talking about during the. Slow down. Hey, listen, I'm here till 9. Slow down, because I want to talk about what you said. Okay, you don't have to get it out quick. Don't talk. Stop talking as fast as Ben Shapiro. Yeah, you got. Okay, that got you. Okay. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi turned down 20,000 U.S. troops to guard the Capitol on that day? Why did she turn down President Trump's offer?
Well, it's claimed that she was concerned with the optics.
Yeah, but what's the real reason? Would you guess?
Good question. I think that's what needs to be
what happened last. The insurrection was not an insurrection. Insurrectionists have guns. None of them had guns. What you had was a security failure by the Speaker of the House, who's in charge of the Capitol ground security, and their pathetic police officers that they have at the Capitol.
Exactly. She was in charge of it all. She was in charge of accepting the extra security and all that, and she refused to.
It's just like in Uvalde, the police chief that wouldn't let the cops go in for an hour. He's got responsibility there too.
And so that needs to be investigated, because I'm sorry. Oh, you're the Speaker of the House, for Pete's sake, and you're trying to protect the Capitol, and You refuse protection?
Now, let me ask you this. You know, I threw this out in the first hour, but by the way, where are you calling us from?
Coral Springs.
Coral Springs. Okay, welcome, Coral. Oh, yeah. Wings Plus, Coral Springs, Sample Road. You know, have you seen they got a DeSantis for governor sign hanging off the roof at Wings Plus on Sample Road?
They have the hats. I saw.
They have the DeSantis hats, too, yeah. The one I was talking about this earlier. I want to hear your thoughts. The one Capitol Police officer with the neck tattoo, I was thinking about. He was there last night, and I didn't notice this about the neck tattoo before. It is not an artistic design. It's the kind of tattoo you get to block out. It's like a blackout tattoo to block out a previous tattoo. You know what I'm talking? It looks like he had an offensive tattoo. I don't know what it could have been, but that he had this blackout tattoo put over it to cover up something. You know who I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, I do, and I just think everybody that was called to, to be involved in this that didn't agree with the status quo in that environment was under duress. I mean, come on. I mean,
yeah.
Step out of line once, and then they've got the FBI knocking it.
That's right. And was that not boring? And there was nothing new there. There was not one piece of new information, and we were promised an exciting bombshell of a night.
Well, because the new information is who failed to protect the Capitol, and that's coming up. You just wait.
Not in this hearing. When we have the red tsunami and we have the blue flush in November and the Republicans take over the Congress, then we'll have the real hearing.
Yeah, because she needs to be held accountable. She's the one that denied it 6 times.
By the way, Nancy Pelosi's husband had that drunk driving accident a couple weeks back. The police just announced they're not going to release the footage. And I've wanted to, that's the Pelosi's aren't accustomed to consequences, but her husband, she was on the East Coast. He was out in Napa Valley alone right before midnight, driving a Porsche drunk, got into an accident. There's no way that guy was alone. He had to have a lady friend with him. That's why I believe they're not releasing the footage.
But like I said, the intel at least on January 4th.
Yep.
According to Cash Patel, who was the former chief of staff, the intel was there.
That's right. That's right. And she said no. They had intelligence of something, yes. That's right. Ashley Babbitt died because of that.
And then all the other the suicides and everything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have people in jail that...
political prisoners in America.
Over a year. For what?
Yeah, the D.C. Gitmo.
All of that was preventable. What, bust 20,000 National Guards?
When this first happened and they started putting people in the D.C. Gitmo, I told you they're holding this off till as close to the midterms as they possibly can. Okay? And that's what they're doing. They're trying to have this show trial, and it really is... That was the most anticlimactic thing I've seen on television. It really was. I mean, it's really... I was very surprised that the Democrat and then Cheney, she might as well be a Democrat. She was wearing a blue dress, a blue outfit last night. I guess she was coming out of the closet that she's a Dem. But they gave an hour-long speech in the first hour from 8 to 9. And then they took a break. That tells you how stupid they are. If you're doing something in primetime television, you start with something breaking, new, and shocking.
Exactly. It was very strangely empty of any kind of information.
Everything was a rehash of what we've previously seen. You know who I want identified? I want that Antifa. Well, I think he's Antifa. The couple guys wearing black that broke the windows, climbed through, and opened the doors. Who were those guys?
I don't know. This stuff needs to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Much more to this than you saw at the watered-down script last night, and I can't believe anybody stuck with it very long.
I did because I have to. It's my job.
Right. Right, but I mean just the general public.
No way. And anyone who turned that on, that watches on the network television because they had it in prime time on the broadcast networks, they were out in 30 seconds.
I'm sure they were.
They're probably like, "What the hell is going on? Put something exciting on, like golf."
Yeah, they said, "Well, we'll just read the news the next day."
All right, Coral Springs. Take care. Next time you go into Wings Plus, tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
We do.
All right, take care. Thanks so much. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Man, to me, it was nothing more than a Democrat infomercial for the election. And I'm thinking that what they were saying was total lies, slander, defamation of character. I'm thinking maybe Trump's people, his attorney, should sue them all because this is...
Well, the footage that they showed, Ivanka, first of all, the video they showed of her, they did a manipulation of that footage. That camera was like so close to her face, and the lighting was so strange. They wanted her to look bad, which is not trying to make Ivanka Trump look bad is like impossible. She looks great no matter what, right? But they had the camera right up in her face, bright lights so that it looked like she was sweating. Jared Kushner, that camera was at a weird angle. And then Miller, who says they selectively edited and manipulated his statements, they got him there in a mask in a weird way, like he's Hannibal Lecter being interviewed. They did too much manipulation with the footage of the interviews that they did.
Yeah, and the whole point of the thing is that, like you said, nothing new. First of all, you earned your money last night if you had to listen to that whole thing there, because I kept shutting it off and going someplace else.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. I'm not.
There were many times I went for the remote control to put on, something else other than this, but I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it so I can talk about it on the radio this morning.
I swear that one of the things I said, Paul Blind not to listen to this, but that's your job, I guess.
Yeah.
That was torture.
I was like the Dirty Jobs guy last night.
Yeah. Terrible. They have nothing. They've had nothing.
They showed video with audio of people breaking into the Capitol, which of course is wrong, and none of us support that. Vandalism and breaking and entering and all that. And you can hear it too, and it was loud and everything else, yelling and profanities. And then they dropped in a voiceover of President Trump to make it sound like he was watching it in real time, directing them into the building. I don't know if any of you caught that part, if you stuck through it long enough. And I mean, there was too much manipulation there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think President Trump has a great case.
Yeah.
If it
indeed
done the jury, I'd be certain that's certainly for president.
That's right. All right, take care, Conservative Doug. Our number is toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. But finally, I've got some great news for you. That's right. I've got great news for everyone in this listening audience, no matter where you are located, by the way. How would you like a free doorbell camera? A free doorbell camera. I got a camera at my door. It's awesome. I can check my front door right now if I want to and see what's going on there, and I do that quite often. A doorbell camera is absolutely amazing, and you, as listeners of the Steve Kane Show, can get a free doorbell camera. You heard me right. Free doorbell camera. Listen to this. The first 40 Steve Kane listeners who call this number, here it is, write it down. I'm going to give it out to you a couple times. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. If you're one of the first 40 Steve Kane listeners to call that number, you will get this limited time offer for a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone. So you got an iPhone, whatever kind of phone you have, an Android phone, no matter where you are. When I'm on our cruise on the ocean, I can pick up my phone and look at my front door. Is that absolutely amazing? That's right. It connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman's Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system, and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Steve Kane listeners to call 1-833-283-5050, 1-833-283-5050, you're going to receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. That's right. Keep yourself and your family and your home safe. Call right now, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right, take advantage of that. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere.
Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell, and my...
Oh, I had my mic off. By the way, guys, I forgot to put my mic back on for the YouTube video. By the way, that free doorbell camera, no matter where you're at in the country, you can call and take advantage of that free doorbell camera. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050 for the free doorbell camera, no matter where you are located.
At checkout or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of...
All right, coming back, guys.
...and north of Hillsboro on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Rambleton.
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat, but thanks, Michael. I got it now. You know, you can always call me to tell me. I'm not 100% sure, Canada, but you can call and check it out. All righty, 23 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. We're talking about the most anticlimactic, boring event ever on television, and I'm trying to make an interesting conversation about something so boring. Not easy to do, I'm here to tell you. All right, now I'm going to play you a piece of audio right now that is very disturbing. I'm going to play you some very disturbing audio in a moment. I'm just giving you a warning. Okay? Be prepared. It's coming up. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Mike from Massapequa.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I think I solved the riddle of why Angry Al wasn't so angry and Louisiana was so irate. I think they had high expectations that Nancy would get the cast of Hamilton to think, we want to groom your children as
yeah. Well, the Democrats that called in this morning were they obviously were down. Their mood was down. They had expectations that even they know, they can't say it, but you can tell by their tone, even they know they got nothing. President Trump did nothing wrong, and they have no evidence to show anything other than that he's completely clear of any connection to that Capitol breach, and they seem very disappointed.
Yeah, I did the hearing a hearing of my own.
Yeah, we got a really bad cell phone connection. See, you can't hear. Yeah, I got to let you run because we got a bad cell phone connection. I'm only hearing part of every 2 or 3 words, so I'm sorry. Call back another day because you sound like you got something interesting to say. Okay, I'm going to play some disturbing audio here in just a moment, but let me just tell you about it first. A couple days back, there was a California Democrat man was arrested in D.C. with a gun, with a knife, and some other things, and he was planning on assassinating or kidnapping Justice Kavanaugh and his entire family, including his young children. And I mean, this is all new territory. And he said he did it because he was upset over the Supreme Court leak of the Roe v. Wade leak. And there's some more details to that, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But the next day, the Senate passed a bill that they sent to the House providing protection, security for Supreme Court justices. And you know, they don't have regular security like Nancy Pelosi and the president and vice presidents have with Secret Service. That's why they have to pass a new bill. And what did the House do? They refused to pass the Senate bill providing security for justices of the Supreme Court. Now, this first piece of audio, it's all disturbing. Pelosi was asked about this yesterday by a reporter, and I got to turn this up really loud. You can hear the reporter very well, but Pelosi was off mic a little bit, but I want you to hear the exchange anyway, and then I have something really twisted, very disturbing after this I'm going to play for you.
How can you say that the justices are protected when there was an attempt on Justice Kavanaugh's life? You said the justices are protected, but there was an attempt on Justice Kavanaugh's life.
It's about staff and the rest. The justices are.
You see, Kate, she's off mic.
Even double down.
But this is about security for the justices. An armed man showed up near Justice Kavanaugh's house to try to.
They're working together on the bill that the Senate will be able to approve of, because that's what we can pass. Whatever we want it. We want it to be able to pass the Senate. So I don't know what we're talking about, because we haven't seen what the debate is. And not debate, but what the language is.
Okay, now I know it's hard to hear Pelosi there, but I still chose to play it because I wanted you to hear how uncaring she is about what happened with Justice Kavanaugh and his wife and children, with this Democrat from her state of California who traveled to D.C. to do this terrible thing. She's annoyed that she's bothered with it. You know what this guy was doing, don't you? He was trying to create an appointment for Biden to the court. Yeah. And you can hear she's upset, she's pissed off that she's even got to deal with it. But it gets worse. The ladies of The View discussed this yesterday. This is the disturbing audio that I told you about. Listen to this. This is twisted. This is The View yesterday. They're talking about security for the Supreme Court justices.
That's what's his face, McConnell. He's demanding that the House pass security protections for Supreme Court justices, quote unquote, before the sun sets today.
Well, they have protections.
But you know what? But they had nothing on Uvalde so far.
She means Uvalde. She can't even pronounce the name of the place. She's saying because the Republicans don't agree with her about the reaction to the Texas school shooting, that the justices of the Supreme Court are undeserving of security protections because their politics are not in line with The View.
Justices, quote unquote, before the sun sets today.
Well, they have protections.
But you know what? But they had nothing on Uvalde so far, and nothing on Buffalo. And it's been at least a month and a half since Buffalo or something, and it's 2 weeks since these kids got killed.
But that's, you know,
and he's worried about, the Supreme Court. That is his urgency.
And what I want to know is, how come the reaction is immediate call for legislation?
That's what I
But
just
our
said.
children get thoughts and prayers.
Yes,
There were Republicans
and thoughts and prayers and mental health. Where's the conversation there? Listen, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. None of them doing it. That's the bottom line. So y'all stop doing it. We'll stop doing it. We'll encourage people to find a better way to communicate. This is
wow. It sounds like Whoopi's making threats here. None of us should be doing these things like this guy tried to do to Kavanaugh, and she's going to call off these. She's acknowledging She's acknowledging that that guy was working for their cause.
But the thing is, Mitch McConnell is being really intellectually dishonest, because if you look
That's not new.
that's true. Of course, I said it before. He's a filthy liar. But the bottom line is, if you look at if you listen to what this young man, who is clearly troubled, said to the police, he said that the reason that he showed up at Justice Kavanaugh's home is because he was upset about the leak, the Supreme Court opinions leak, not about what Schumer said 2 years ago.
Well,
okay, so he's politicizing.
They gotta pull something out of that behind that.
Okay, so they're saying that the Supreme Court justices do not deserve protection until the Republicans and the justices agree with the Democrats on gun control. I mean, that's insanity to me. That is irresponsible broadcasting. That is so far over the line. But, you know, a lot of people ask me, why do you play clips of The View? Who cares what these hags have to say? This is why. There's a reason why I do not watch The View. I'll hear about something on The View and I'll go and grab the audio and share it with you. There's a reason why I play clips from The View. I talked about this on my podcast last night. The View are all the things you say they are. They're terrible people. They're terrible people. Nasty people. And liberal people. But I'm going to give them one positive. They are the most honest liberals we have in America, because even though they're all these terrible things, they go live on their show and their little coven at that table on The View in New York, and they tell you out loud what all the Democrats, what all the liberals are thinking, and members of the media are thinking, but are smarter than they are because they're stupid and they don't say it out loud. It's that phrase, they say the quiet part out loud. When they're talking about Republicans, they're saying the quiet part out loud every day. And that's why I play clips from The View, because what the ladies of The View say, that's what most Democrats think. They're just smart enough not to say it out loud. That's why. So I think it's important to play these clips from The View. All right, I want to take our break for the bottom of the hour. Our number is toll-free from anywhere. It is open phones on Friday, of course. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 888-GO-KANE and the number 1. Numerically, it's 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental is the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show.
Welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe. Everyone like the video. If I take my YouTube mic off again and I don't put it back on, you can call me off the air and let me know, guys. I got a clip here. Rachel Maddow cleared President Trump last night. I'm not kidding. Wait till you hear this clip.
I went over to him yesterday and I had a great experience.
I'm going to play it for you in just a minute.
And makes you feel very comfortable over there and has a beautiful place. And I thank you guys very much. Have a great one.
Dr. Gupta, the official dentist of the Steve Kane Show. Make Dr. Gupta the official dentist of your family. Give him a call. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Online, BrightonDentalCare.com.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commissions. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You can be a part of a great
Steve Kane Show.
that's fun and has a six-figure income potential. So if you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. A great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne Automotive, and I got to say that this man is the most...
Now listen, we have a guest coming in who's a sponsor at after the bottom of the hour break at 8:30, so we're only going to be able to take calls until up to the 8:30 break. So just to let you guys know.
And he took a look at it, and I got to say that this man fixed the cards running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car.
Well, good morning, Eric Tate, to you.
Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
That's right, Rome. John from Lighthouse Medical.
561-245-8101.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with
Steve Kane Show.
of your assets at the time of your passing?
Hey, Rabbi Dave. Oh, hold on.
Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, Rabbi David, the MAGA rabbi. Good morning, Rabbi David.
Good morning. I had a love-hate relationship last night. Not wanting to watch it, then watching a little and watching in other stations. It's sickening, absolutely sickening. I can't believe I live in this country, a country that I love so much. And when at the end, the cherry on top of the whole cake was after they show these disgusting things, they played a voiceover of President Trump from years ago saying there are good people on both sides, having nothing to do with anything from years ago. I could not believe it.
And they put the audio track of President Trump over the breachers breaking in to make it look like he was watching and directing them in real time.
Yeah, which was a little comforting because it shows me they got nothing. They got nothing if they're doing that. But it is and liberals are so stupid. They have no. I don't know. They'll watch this and think, I don't know what they'll think. Every time I speak to a liberal and I actually start to talk to them about things, I realize that they agree with me. I say, "Welcome to the Republican Party," because they're so stupid they don't know the truth. And when I explain to them something, whatever the issue is, abortion, gun control, and they say, "Oh, I don't think the baby should be delivered and aborted in 9 months." I said, "Great, you're welcome to the Republican Party." And they talk about gun control.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Republican. They're so stupid. But this is disgusting. I must have missed it. How long is this going to go on for? It sounds like weeks.
Liz Cheney was talking about, in our 4th hearing, we will cover... what? I guess it's going to go on till November. Why was she... Why did you notice that Ava Braun, the daughter of war criminal Dick Cheney, that she was wearing this blue pantsuit thing? Was she coming out of the closet as a Democrat in that blue outfit, or was that a nod to Monica Lewinsky's dress? What's going on with that?
I think when they wear blue, they're trying to attract she's trying to attract the liberals to love her. She wants to be loved. She obviously wasn't loved at some point in her life. She wants to be loved, and that's one end of it. On the other end of it is just this hatred of Trump.
Yeah. Her father lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Yet thousands of people are dead. Millions of lives have been destroyed. How many guys are walking around with their bodies melted and missing limbs because of her father's lies? And she sits up there with a smirk on her face and a blue pantsuit, passing moral judgment on the greatest president of our lifetime, Donald Trump?
Who, by the way, Donald Trump, not one American soldier died, not one war began, not one battle took place. Okay, unbelievable that this, and it wasn't because he wasn't threatening and wasn't strong. It's because people were scared out of their minds to do this. Putin would never go into Ukraine with Donald Trump sitting in that White House.
Oh no!
He knew that this guy had such strength, and Trump's a peaceful guy, but he plays poker really well.
Well, the liberal callers this morning sounded demoralized. They sounded very disappointed. They were expecting something, and they got nothing.
When I watched the videos of all these people walking through the Capitol, I'm like, it looked like they were going on a tour. Most of them had their cameras out, and and they're walking in a line, they walk in a room, they walk out of a...
Between the velvet ropes?
The insurrection, they should have had tour guides there.
Yeah, exactly.
There might have been a few people, obviously at the beginning, breaking in and everything else. But I think Nancy Pelosi didn't want those troops there, 20,000 troops there, because she they would have beat up some of her people that was propagating this whole.
Yeah.
Very well what was going to happen. This was orchestrated very well.
Yeah, let me ask you a question though, from a rabbi's point of view, because there's a big issue going on here. This Roe v. Wade. I see a lot of Jewish ladies out there advocating for abortion. I mean, what do Jews feel? I know what evangelicals think. What do the Jews feel when it comes to abortion?
Well, obviously, again, when it comes to religious right, Jews are right politically. Leftists are left politically. So those who actually follow Bible and laws, understand that life is sacred. You don't throw away life. I'll go one step further. In the Talmud, it actually talks about if you want to say it's a part of a woman's part of her body, and my body, my choice. Any woman in America today cannot go into a doctor's office and say, could you please chop off my left leg? Could you chop off my right?
Oh, yeah.
No doctor would do it. It's her body, her choice, but they wouldn't do it. How come when it comes to this part of her body, it's off?
And, and when it comes to Jews, there are not that many Jews. Jews make up, what, Rabbi, 3-4% of the U.S. population?
I think it's very small.
I know people here in Florida and New York think everyone's a Jew, but no, Jews, there are not that many Jews, and Jews really, cannot, you want to be like the Mormons and multiply with lots of kids.
Well, the religious Jews are. My kids are multiplying a baby year. So, but the liberals are not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad.
Keep in mind, by the way, that abortion issue you mentioned. It's a real. I don't know why more people don't use that as their argument. To say my body, my choice. Chop off a piece of the body. Nobody would do it.
That's right.
It's illegal.
It's unethical. You'd lose your medical license. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't consider it an autonomous life yet, fine, don't consider it autonomous life. My pinky isn't either, although the fetus has potential of becoming autonomous. My pinky will never become autonomous.
I've seen stories of people arrested and in prison for animal cruelty for committing abortions on dogs who were pregnant with puppies.
And by the way, we all know that if someone is, God forbid, killed, a pregnant woman is killed and she has a fetus in her, all of a sudden that baby counts as a life.
That's right. Well, listen, Rabbi, thanks for the. I got to run, but thanks for the call. Yeah, great call from Rabbi David. Oh man, our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Joellen. Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Am I on?
You are on.
Okay, all right. So I watched my brother-in-law and I watched the beginning of the last night, and then I said let's go to Tucker, and so Tucker had a lot of great commentators on there, really telling the truth, and so if anybody really watched that, and you could see what was going on during the hearings. But then after Tucker, then we moved to Hannity, which he was very good last night. I don't care for him really, but he was really good. He had John Solomon on there showing those documents about how those people knew.
How far away were you from the Capitol building?
We were right down below the steps.
Okay, you were at the Capitol steps, but you didn't go. You didn't go up the steps, did you?
No. We were behind this wall, but we were very close to it. I mean, we were there with all the with the horns. He was walking around our crowd. So
how long after that did you learn what happened inside? You couldn't have known what was going on inside then.
We did not know. We saw them, going up the steps, and they were doing the tear gas.
Steve Kane Show.
But we didn't know what was going on inside. It was after when
Yeah.
That disgusting.
Yeah.
It was.
You got. Come on now. Even though you and I love President Trump and we're as MAGA as it gets, there was nothing there last night. It wasn't just that it was a boring presentation. It was a rehash of things they've said countless times before. They got nothing.
They have nothing, and the other thing is to sit there and look at Liz Cheney. She is as ugly as she is a person as her face. Did you look at all those people's faces? They were all like humdrum, and it's like...
When the members of the committee came in, I saw a smirk on Liz Cheney's face.
I didn't see the very beginning.
Yeah, go back and look at when they walked in. They marched in and single file, and she just had this smirk on her face. She was very happy.
Well, I heard it's going to go on for 8 weeks.
Oh, great. 8 weeks of boredom.
Yeah. So if they have the commentary like Chucker did and all that, I think that was...
Mm-hmm. Well, Joellen, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. I'm calling from Sunrise, Florida. How you doing, buddy?
All right, Sunrise.
Oh, man. If you're new here, subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. We'll be back with phone calls after this break. But, what I was talking about earlier in the show, what this committee hearing was really like last night, it was like a support group for sufferers of Trump derangement syndrome who have not yet admitted that they got a problem. Steve Kane Show.
Friendly Tire in Margate.
All right, hold on.
They'll give you a quote right over the phone.
You know what I mean? They suffer from Trump derangement syndrome so much they don't even know they're sick. And for them to come out and do an hour of speeches at 8 o'clock at night that are just a rehash of things that they've all said before shows how out of touch they are with reality. Because they're in this never Trump bubble, and because of that, they just think everybody hates President Trump. They don't get it at all.
977-9445.
Hold on. Got to hit the next commercial. Oh boy, tell me in the chat where you guys are located, like what state or city or country you're in. I'm curious. If you're new here, I am in Ron DeSantis's free Florida. We have the greatest governor ever, and President Trump lives right up the street at Mar-a-Lago. That's right. And it is a beautiful day out this morning. A little cloudy, but the sun's coming through. Beautiful day. I can see the beach over here. It looks great. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. And we live stream weekday mornings from 6 till 9 a.m. Eastern. California, Colorado, Missouri, West Virginia, Connecticut, Arkansas, Port Charlotte, Florida, Tennessee, Wyoming. Good cross-section of America. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Oh, man, and I got to tell you, we are just over a week away from Father's Day, and there's no greater gift for any MAGA dad on Father's Day than these great gift ideas, these great items at MyPillow.com. Huge deals and specials when you use our promo code Kane and check out KANE. Every MAGA dad in America would love a Mike Lindell MyPillow bathrobe. They come in many different colors. They have two styles, one heavy, one light. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe. I have one of these robes. They are perfect, very comfortable bathrobes. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe with the promo code Kane. The MyPillow My Slippers, they're usually $140. They're $90 off for Father's Day. Just $49.98 for the MyPillow My Slippers. By the way, that's also for the female slippers. And the BOGO extravaganza continues at MyPillow.com. Over a dozen of the most popular MyPillow products. Buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE. Take advantage of all these specials at the MyPillow.com website with our promo code Kane. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Norm from Davie. How you doing?
All right, Davie. What's up?
No, I want to make a comment about the view of the winches there. Behar talking about black people getting guns.
Mm.
I have 5 AR-15s.
5? Why do you have 5 of them?
My wife told me to get into a collection or start a hobby, and I started collecting guns.
Well, that's going to turn out to be an investment because those ARs are going to start to go up in price real quick if they make a move to ban them.
Oh yeah. And I heard the video because see, I don't get to hear you guys live. Today I came back from work late, but I listened to your late night show at night, and you guys are the only thing keep me going at night. And I love it.
Well, that's great. Well, I'll tell you, oh yeah, me too. Blacks with guns. Condoleezza Rice has talked about this. Condoleezza Rice has talked many times about how when she was a young girl, how her father and his friends protected themselves from the Democrat community activist organization, the Ku Klux Klan, because they were gun owners.
Absolutely. But 2 weeks ago, she made a comment on her show, The View of the Lynches. She sat there and said, stop saying people kill people, guns kill people. Well, after I listened to that video, after hearing you guys talk about it, now what is she saying? That black people with guns are the problem? I don't understand what she was trying to say. Is it racist? I don't know. But I was trying to hear Louisiana. I wanted to hear his take, but he has a hard time really trying to put things into words.
Well, let me tell you what's going on with Louisiana, okay? Louisiana is starting to wake up to the truth and just isn't quite ready to accept it yet.
What he needs to do is just convert. Yeah, I think that's why he called your show. He needs you to help him convert over.
Yeah.
That's what he wants.
I meet listeners all the time who tell me, I used to be a Democrat, I used to be a liberal, I listened to you for 5 years, 15 years, however long, and now I'm a conservative.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a question. Is it Wisconsin Gary? Is that his name?
That's one of our callers, yeah.
Yeah, is he okay? Because I haven't heard from him in a while, and I was kind of concerned.
I know, he's called in this week. Yeah. But he's he's an owner-operator for an 18-wheeler, so, they have crazy hours, and they work hard.
Right, well, he drives owner-operator. I'm a company driver, and I like listening to your callers because, man, all of them have good points and stuff, and I just want to tell him thank you for everything you've done. Because I spoke to a lot of the guys that loves Truck Stop over here in Fort Pierce, and a lot of owner-operators I used to see are gone. They're not there. The truck stop is literally becoming empty.
Why is that?
Well, because a lot of them that I spoke to said that the gas price is getting to where they can't touch it, and a lot of them are starting to park, and they said if they can't get back on the road, they're going to sell their trucks.
Oh, my goodness.
Concerned, and that's something that everybody in America should be concerned about, because if the trucks start running, if they stop running, that's when problems are going to arise. And I just want to thank Gary and the rest of owner-ops for keeping it up. Us company drivers, we have nothing to worry about right now because we're big enough. We have multiple trucks out there.
Yeah.
Owner-ops that
well, and if you're with when you're with a big company, they can negotiate better with who they're working for than an independent guy. Yeah.
Exactly. Just like the diesel fuel last night was $5.78 at the Loves, and I looked at it was $5.79 at Flying J. Now right across, Fort Pierce, the two truck stops are right across.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the full price. I said, wow, they've gone up. And gasoline is I think it's at $4.89 at the Flying.
It's a funny. I have not thought about this till you've mentioned it, but I've noticed fewer semis on the interstate and the turnpike. Now that you say that.
Yeah, and if you look and really pay attention to it, a lot of them are company trucks, and you see maybe a handful of owner-ops. But I've been driving 31 years, and I used to see a ton of owner-ops going up and down.
Well, that's the Biden economy.
It's just gotten out of control. Oh, man, it's kind of scary. Everybody in America should be concerned. If the trucks stop running, you're not going to get anything.
That's true.
Everybody should be concerned about.
Yeah, well, you got me worried. All right, hey, listen, appreciate the call.
Man, you guys look forward to listening to your show on Monday.
All right, take care. All right, don't we have smart callers on this program? Not all of them, but most of them, pretty smart callers. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. How are we doing?
Oh, my goodness, Wisconsin Gary, speak of the devil.
I'm going to respond to probably starting to be the shortages of the trucks. A lot of these owner-operators there's two ways you could be an owner-operator. Either lease on with a company, or you can go on your very own and get your own DOT number and deal with customers that way. But a lot of these trucks now, if you're starting to see more shortages of trucks on the road, it's because a lot of the owner-operators, like me, I'm leased on to a company, so I get the fuel surcharge. So every time when I haul a load, I'm getting a percentage of the fuel surcharge to haul that load. Now, a lot of these guys that are out on the road as of now, if they are not getting the fuel surcharge with like dealing with brokers, you are going to see a lot more owner-operators that are, completely independent. And they're gonna sell that truck because if they're not getting that fuel surcharge to kind of help them along to move America, they will sell that truck. And there's been quite a few of them that I have talked to myself that are gonna pretty soon probably be hanging it up. And there's trucks now that I see all over the country that are for sale. So
well, every time a independent truck driver does that, that's another small business that's out of business.
Yes, and like with me, I'm only a one truck right now, and believe it or not, I'm running to go get a part so I have air conditioning because I haven't had air conditioning ever since summer started.
Oh my goodness!
Done with that.
Oh, that's rough.
But for me, I'm one of those people that will try moving that load regardless of what happens, or get the load there before.
Well, I'm going to give you a word of caution as a driver. Do not watch the January 6th committee hearings while driving. It may put you to sleep while you're behind the wheel.
Well, yes and no, but for January 6th, I'm almost thinking, Brian, this could help the Republicans coming up in November because of the fact that it should be a clear reminder of how many times they've tried to impeach President Trump and how many times he won those impeachment hearings. So, other than, because I only watched Mark Meadows all the way up to, I think it was Bill Barr, and they had Ivanka in there a little bit, and that's all I could stomach.
Yeah.
It's good to actually help and piss off the American people of why this resident in Washington right now is so bad, and why everybody in Washington hates President Trump, and what Trump has done from day one to help the American people. And like yesterday, I had a really good long conversation with my chiropractor, because he has somebody that's on the fence that is a Democrat, and he started bringing up all the positives of what Trump did, and then the one thing I did for my chiropractor is I gave him a flag. It's like, don't blame me, I voted for Trump. Flag, because of that. But this January 6th could help us in 2022, and if they keep pushing this narrative all the way up into November, it should remind the American people, this is the time to get out and vote very heavily.
No doubt. No doubt. And I'm hearing reports that Liz Cheney is about 50 points behind her opponent in Wyoming now.
I'm hoping in that primary she's only in a single digit. That is what I'm hoping really happens in that primary. And then that'll tell everybody in Washington, if you are so far against President Trump that they can put a primary down in the single digits, be aware, because we are all, as Americans, very upset of how...
No doubt about it. All right, Wisconsin Gary, thanks for the call. All right, you have a great weekend.
Have a good day, Brian.
All right, and drive safe and get that air conditioning fixed. By the way, speaking of, he's talking about his air conditioning up in Wisconsin in his 18-wheeler. But, Champaign Automotive Repair in Boca, they will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. They have the most advanced air conditioning diagnostic system made for automobiles. No matter what make or model you have, let them diagnose your auto air conditioning. Let me tell you, it's getting hot out there. It is getting hot out there. And if you've got a car that you don't think is blowing cool enough air, or you got to drive it a mile or two from the house before you start to get something that may pass as cool, stop into Champaign Automotive Repair. Have them take a look at your AC. Here's the number, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. Callers on hold, stand by. 2 hours down, 1 to go. But we got a guest coming in, and in the last part of the show. So if you're going to call, now's the time to do it. We'll be back with the third hour after this.
This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commissions. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You could be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a six-figure income potential.
I just checked my messages and I had emails and DMs and text messages from all the mods about my mic. What's up?
VCMGLive.com. A
Okay.
great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer.
Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great job Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting did on his new roof. We have on the line John from Wellington, one of our regular callers. He just had his roof repaired by Laporta Contracting, and he wanted to share his experience.
Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof
Hey, press 1 if you have at least one My Pillow product. Press 1 if you have at least one My Pillow product. Yeah, the Rachel Maddow I'm going to do after the break. I'm curious. At least one My Pillow product, press 1. Oh, man.
They all wanted to put on a new roof, and they said they wouldn't repair what I had. Thanks, Brian. Another fantastic sponsor.
Wow, that's an amazing testimonial from John in Wellington. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting will never sell you a roof that you don't need.
Look at that. Wow.
Inspection of your roof. 954-604-4602.
Well, take care of that BOGO extravaganza. I mean, this is your time to load up on a lot of things. You know, the buy one, get one free offer, it continues at MyPillow.com on a lot of the pillows. They have blankets, the towel set, the Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. They're all buy one, get one free. A whole bunch of others. It's a great, great time. And to buy your My Pillow products. And, you know, Mike Lindell needs our support. He's kicked out of every store. Steve Kane Show. Hey. That's awesome, guys. 4 pillows, a mattress topper, and towels. That's awesome. The slippers are amazing.
Segal Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855.
Hi, how you doing? Good.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, guys, third hour has begun. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. There is only one opening on our board. That's right, only one opening on the board. But before I go back to our busy phones, this is amazing. Rachel Maddow was on MSNBC, of course, or as President Trump says, MSDNC. Sometimes I call them MS13BC. But Rachel Maddow was giving analysis on these terminally boring, uneventful, desperate January 6th committee hearings, and she... Listen to this. I'll play it. Let her speak for herself. Rachel Maddow.
Just the key point that yes, there was a pro-Trump rally at which the president spoke, and we can absolutely talk about all the things the president said there. But the idea that that rally is the thing that got out of hand and that somehow resulted in the breaching of the Capitol, that rally was very far from the Capitol. And the people who, as you say, did the initial breach that allowed everybody else to come in. They never even went to that rally.
Wow. So Rachel is shocking, huh? Rachel Maddow just cleared President Trump of any wrongdoing. She said something I've been saying, that since the event, there were two things. There was a Trump rally, and then there was this mob. She cleared President Trump. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Brian. Barry.
Oh, Barry, I thought, I got a full board of calls, and I randomly picked one. I knew one was you. I didn't know which, and I got lucky. Let me do the proper introduction. It's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Barry Siegel, good morning. What do you have for us today?
Well, good morning, Brian. I'm still amazed at the amount of misinformation out there, or lack of knowledge out there, regarding what we call Medicaid planning, or you may have heard of it called elder law. But what we're really dealing with is helping people protect their hard-earned assets, the assets they've saved over their lifetime, from the high cost of long-term care. There's a very high likelihood that you or your spouse could end up needing long-term care at home, care in a facility, and that can erode your assets very quickly. And unless you have long-term care insurance, and unless you're a multi-millionaire, your assets can go very quickly. So really the only other option is to talk to an elder law attorney like us that can help you qualify for government benefits. The big misinformation out there, Brian, is that people jump to the conclusion that they have too much in assets, they have too much in income, they can't qualify, and they don't check it out. I urge anybody out there, for yourself, for your loved one, to call us if you have someone that is receiving care or is on the verge of needing care and you don't have a plan, you don't have insurance, then call us. We can very likely help you protect your assets that you've worked for your whole life.
Yeah, and don't think, I learned this recently from attorney Barry Siegel, don't think because you have long-term care insurance you're covered. You very well may not have enough coverage, and this is something I don't think most people consider that have such coverage. Call the Siegel Law Group. They have offices throughout South Florida, in Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade County, and no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help you, and it's always a no-charge consultation if you mention you heard Barry Siegel on the radio. Online at Siegel Law Group, and you can call them toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782 for the Siegel Law Group. All right, attorney Barry Siegel, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
All right.
All right, take care. All right, one opening on our board. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Good morning, Brian. Wanted to chat a little bit, Wisconsin Gary and the caller before that, the big rig drivers. I've been meaning to bring this up, just haven't found the right time, but I follow a few big rig drivers' YouTube channels and so forth, and one of the guys I followed was talking about his last 10 loads just about a week ago. He said that his last 10 loads of meat, I guess he drives a freezer, a reefer truck, trailer, and he said out of his last 10 loads of meat, 7 of those loads went to a port for export out of the country. And I'm thinking back on the couple of months here with the baby formula problem we've been happening, and I'm just wondering if there's any drivers out there, because I know they talk to each other, that were we actually exporting baby formula to Mexico, or do they have some kind of a super a baby formula plant in Mexico City that I'm unaware of?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If that was going on, and another thing that's been, I heard from these truck drivers, they're talking about this, it's an acronym, DEF, DEF. It's diesel exhaust fluid. And I'm not sure if it's for the entire country or maybe it's just for California, but it has something to do with the emissions as far as keeping the pollution. It may just be for California, but there's a shortage of that, the DEF fluid, and also a shortage of the DEF chips that go into the computer.
It seems like I hear nothing about shortages, and I heard this. I know this will sound ridiculous. I heard a conservative girl online who's with PragerU. She says there's a tampon shortage. I mean, there's a shortage of everything.
Yeah, they couldn't. I mean, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I just have a hard time believing that. When I say people are this stupid, I'm talking about the administration.
Yeah.
I just can't believe they can mess things up as bad as they have.
Well, it really shows you, because I always kind of thought, other than President Trump, who was active, I thought most of the presidents, the Bushes and Obama, that they didn't do anything, that they were like spokesmodels. But what you're seeing with Biden, how important the president is. All this wrecking of every aspect of our lives that has gone on in the last year and a half, when we've got this senile old coot, who's checked out. The president has more involvement in things than we realized.
Yeah, I just can't. You can't be. I mean, to say the other. I heard them talking about the economy is going great, this and that. I mean, 2 years ago, gas down here where I go at Cumberland Farms was like $1.89, and it's like $4.79, $4.80.
Yeah,
it's over 100. It's like 100, close to 150%. So I don't know about this inflation of 7, 8, 9. And thank God I don't drive hardly any place. What? Just a quick thing about something that I think everybody can agree on, Democrats, Republicans, everybody, is I read in the New England Journal of Medicine, they had a cancer trial, 12 people.
I saw that.
All 12 people were cured, and it was with a monoclonal antibody.
You're not going to see that story ever again. That story, I saw that story a few days ago and it disappeared. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Rich.
Oh, hey, Richie the bus driver. We're big on drivers of vehicles today. Truck drivers, bus drivers.
Right. You've been talking for many years on the radio. Yesterday, your last caller, for the first time, silenced you. And this is the economy that we are in. This is the Biden economy. I thought about that poor woman for hours upon hours. Like, don't get the last caller. I called you.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say something about this deal here. First of all, I didn't watch it because I turned on Tucker. And Tucker, first of all, they arrested the guy that's running against Gretchen Whitmer for being there on a misdemeanor charge.
Yeah, he's a Republican running for governor of Michigan was arrested by the feds. Yes,
he's ahead of her in the polls. These people.
Shocking. It almost seems like there's a connection between him being ahead of Whitmer in the polls and his arrest.
It's impossible to think that this is unbelievable. I can't. I'm at wit's end. And Tucker got on yesterday because I know you watched on another station. He had 8 feeds going on with this thing to show, and he said we are the only major network that's not covering this big lie. We are.
Well, doing segments on not covering is covering, and Fox did have straight coverage on the business side. But I'll tell you, Newsmax, what they did was live commentary during the event, talking over the speakers and everything. And I was talking earlier, it was like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000. It was, what Newsmax did last night was constructive and brilliant and very informative. I was very impressed with how Newsmax did it.
Yeah, I was going to knock Newsmax for even carrying it. But
I was too. I was too, till I saw it.
But here's the other deal. Rachel Maddow's trying to save her career, man. It's so obvious to me that she's trying to save her career because Liz Cheney, by the way, this is something that you probably don't know. Liz Cheney spoke for 17 minutes last night. They added her time up. She actually quoted President Trump on a tweet trying to hang him.
Yeah.
The bottom line, he said, peacefully go home to your house.
That's right.
She think this was edited to poison the minds of America, and I hope they didn't think.
No, of course not. Of course not. If this were a year ago, it may have had more impact. It's too far out, and they had nothing new. It was a rehash. It was boring.
That head of the committee, the black gentleman.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Because you are black doesn't protect you from being a racist. What had January 6th have to do with the South and the discrimination? You know, this is enough. Him and all the others up there, the Black Caucus.
And what's his name? The chairman of the committee. I just forgot his name. That guy. I cannot remember his name offhand. Do you remember his name? He is so inarticulate. How is he in Congress and heading up a committee? He can hardly speak.
Exactly right. I wonder if he was something. There is this guy that calls you up, the black gentleman from, I believe it was Davy, who had all the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Articulate, educated, and here we got representing a black community, this clown, and they put him as the head of the committee. The hypocrite of all hypocrites.
Yep.
And he protested Trump.
Yep.
He's swearing. I mean, it's just disgusting.
It is. All right, Richie. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, Richie. All right, appreciate it. Richie's got some good comments to say. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, how you doing?
Good.
Yes, my name is Maria from Florida.
Yeah, Maria.
Yes, I did not watch the hearing last night. I've seen clips of it. I said I wasn't going to watch it, but I just wanted to hear what Liz Cheney was going to bring up, and I got everything that I already thought that she was going to do. That they was going to do, trying to fool the American people, especially heard some commentators said, we trying to make sure the Trump people was betrayed by Trump.
Ugh.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
I throw my book at my TV because I got.
Oh, don't do that. You'll have to buy a new TV. Don't pull an Elvis. Don't go Elvis Presley on us here.
No, I was just a little bit frustrated at the fact that you were lying and edited so much stuff was edited out of this little stupid show trial or whatever you call it. It was a hot mess, and I said to myself, I know a lot of people in my neighborhood in the senior community where I live at, and they was pissed.
Yeah.
Happy.
Well, I would, I like to call on people in this. I always have my MAGA hat. I wear my MAGA hat all over the place. I got it here. It's hard to wear my MAGA hat when I've got my headphones on, but I go everywhere with my Make America Great Again hat. Everyone, wear your MAGA hats today, or a Trump shirt today. Just let's.
Taking my power.
Mm-hmm.
When I can go to the poll.
That's great. Well, Maria in Florida, thank you so much for your call. All right, take care. Now listen, I've got some great news for you. Let me ask you this question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You heard me right. How would you like a free doorbell camera? I have a camera at my door. I can pick up my phone right now and see what's going on at my door. When I'm traveling around, I check what's going on at the door. Sometimes I get here to the radio station, I check what's going on at my front door. It's great to have. You can get a free doorbell camera. Absolutely, a free doorbell camera to the first 40 Steve Kane listeners who call this number. I'm going to give this number out a couple times. So if you don't have something to write on now, grab it while I'm talking here, okay? The first 40 Steve Kane Show listeners who call this number, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer for a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your phone. No matter where you are, when we are on our cruises, I check my front door on my phone on the sea. I do. It's great to have. So you get your free doorbell camera. It connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 armed doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Steve Kane listeners to call 1-833-283-5050, 1-833-283-5050, you will receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. That's right, free doorbell camera. Here's the number, 1-833-283-5050. 5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. Call right now.
Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you.
I got to take my mic off, but I will put it back on this.
Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at mypillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to mypillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout or call toll free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Go extravaganza at mypillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
We'll start after the next, coming out of the next break. You and I will start.
At mypillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be back with us on Monday. We only have one opening on our board. Toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. And you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea. What's up?
I'm going to try to put this as delicately as I can. So, first and foremost, I heard Barbara's call yesterday, and I want her to know that there are people that do care, and that she should reach out to her congressmen and her senators. So that's number one.
Yeah, that was one of the roughest calls I've ever gotten on the radio.
Literally, it made me sick to my stomach. But the next time Richie calls, ask him if, based on what Barbara said, because this is happening to hundreds of thousands of seniors now on fixed incomes across this country, ask him if he still thinks that it's an amazing, great, fantastic idea to keep sending billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine.
You know, see, Richie doesn't get it. He's got this big fat pension. He drove a lot of people. Richie, the bus driver, before I had a car in high school, I used to get around on the bus in Broward County, and I rode Richie's bus all the time. And he doesn't remember me, but I remember him because he had a big mouth when he was driving the bus, like he does when he calls me on the radio. And he's got this big fat pension from the county for driving that bus down Broward Boulevard, and he lives in a very expensive, palatial home. He drives a car that costs six figures. He's out of touch with your average fixed income person because he's got the government pension.
Well, I work with some seniors, and you know what? I have to tell you, Barbara actually made me physically ill yesterday.
Well, you know what part of the problem is? Yeah, that was a terrible story. It really was, and I'm glad she called at the end of the show. If she'd have called in the middle of the show, that would have been a tough recovery for Steve and I. It would have been a rough show. She was the last caller, thankfully, because if she called like at 7:30, I would have been like, oh, we gotta sign off. But what makes it even more tragic is that all of her sufferings are by design. Right, by Biden, all of her suffering, and the problem she's having It's mainly tied back to the huge increase in fuel cost, which has driven up the price of everything.
Well, I can honestly tell you, it literally made me, like, physically ill. And I haven't felt like that since my one client attempted suicide, like, that was.
Wow.
But I'm going to kind of move on for a second because I don't want to fall apart.
Okay.
You know what nobody ever talks about in regards to January 6th?
What's that?
And did not.
Well, what happened was, I mean, listen, this is what happened was there was a national crisis at the Capitol, and the television networks and all the social media platforms, they had President Trump sequestered in the White House, and the President of the United States during time of national crisis had no way to communicate to the American people. They're complaining that he didn't calm it down. He can't calm it down if he's immediately banned from any form of outside communication.
And how is that not an insurrection?
Yeah.
Not a coup.
Well, it's an unusual insurrection when none of the people have guns. Usually insurrectionists have guns. How do you have an insurrection with no guns and then they voluntarily leave? Now, going into the Capitol was wrong, and none of us support all of that. But to call it an insurrection, and I'll tell you what an insurrection is. Fort Sumter, that was a Democrat insurrection. Sorry to our Confederate sons and daughters out there, but
Right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. All right, Andrea, have a great weekend. Take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Yes, you're on the air.
Morning. All right. Barry Silver is filing a lawsuit in reference to the abortion law, the Florida abortion law. I thought I'd let you know.
Yeah. Al, listen. How long have you been listening to this show? How many years?
Since its inception.
Yeah, that's right. You've been listening to the Steve Kane Show for like 40 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing calling? You called me in the first hour of the show. Excuse me. You know that maybe you're intoxicated. Do you remember calling me earlier?
Of course I remember.
You do? Then why are you calling me again? It's one call per day, man.
Well.
Yeah. All right. When you figure that out, call another day. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Chaplain Johnson. How are you?
Hey, Chaplain.
I want to call in regards to what Ricky said a while ago. He said part of it to me about what happened with Ryan Kelly, the gubernatorial candidate. He was also arrested on suspicion of collaborating with the kidnappers in Michigan for...
Oh, wait a minute. I thought all those guys were acquitted. They found that they were entrapped by the feds.
Yeah, they're just saying that he was communicating with them.
Oh.
In fact, that he was at the Capitol breach when he didn't even go into the building. I mean, this timing was absolutely...
Well, wait, with Chaplain, we're short on time. With Chaplain, what's his name again? I just forgot his name.
His name is
Ryan Kelly. I'm getting like Biden. I'm forgetting things. Ryan Kelly is a Republican running for governor of Michigan. And from what I understand, he's ahead of Gretchen Whitmer in the polls. And just coincidentally, he was arrested. Even though he didn't go into the Capitol building, he was arrested just yesterday while he's ahead of Whitmer in the polls. It almost sounds like a coincidence. That can't be a coincidence, can it, Chaplain?
No, it's not. I'll tell you the Johnson eliminated 5 candidates from the primary due to a little technicality about...
Really? Wow. Wow, Michigan. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. Yeah. You know, I have a good friend of mine that I started out in radio with, does a morning show in Michigan, on an FM morning show, and his station He has me on as a guest sometime, because you're an hour behind us, so he's on an hour after, he's on till 11 our time. And sometimes he would have me on after I go off the air. I'd go on the air just as his Trump guest, and his program director won't let me on anymore because we were talking about Whitmer. We'll break. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thomas from Boca.
Hey, Thomas.
This thing last night was like an infomercial to rally up the Democrats that are sort of walking away from their own party because they just can't face the Biden situation. Now they have something to rally around and talk about their big...
No. How long have you been listening this morning to the show? This show starts at 6, right? What are you doing? You missed it now. No, but I've heard from... Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I watched it. I'm here at 6. I've heard from several Democrats today, including that last idiot, Liberal Al, that called in for a second. I've talked to several liberals today. None of them sounded anything other than depressed and discouraged. They all sounded like... And you heard with that last idiot, Liberal Al was trying to get us to talk about... he was so desperate to get off that disaster, he wanted us to talk about abortion. He tried to change the subject. The left were not energized by that.
We're the connected people, and we know what's really going on. But I think they're still going to hit some of their own base again and think Trump did.
That's called preaching to the choir. As Christians, we're to go out and proselytize and tell people the good news that don't already know about it. If you're in the church preaching to the choir, you're not converting people to, you know what I mean? So, MSNBC and CNN, their viewers that already hate Trump can hate, they'll have some energizing from that, but they're not gonna bring anybody else over.
Why can't we have our own, purchase some airtime, somebody, and run our own montage of what really happened? How Trump was telling people.
Watch it. I'm telling you, Newsmax TV. What they did last night was they did. Steve Schmidt, who's the primetime guy on Newsmax, he carried it live and did live commentary with guests. It was the way I described it earlier. They carried it, but they did commentary. You remember Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yes.
It was just like that for the hearing last night on Newsmax.
I've been listening to you. I'm disappointed I missed it. I watched most of Greg.
Well, that's why if you start listening at 6 when we go live, you'd know all this stuff. Hey, listen, I got to run, but have a great weekend. Thanks for the call. All right, listen, we're going to take our bottom of the hour break. We have great guests coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate?
We're off the air. But they can hear you on YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube. No, here. I got a YouTube. You can talk. It's okay. Just don't say anything you don't want a few thousand people to hear. Yeah, I know. I don't talk when I'm not on the air too much, though. You know?
All I do is talk to people when I get home. It's like for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. My tongue hurts after the show. Thank you, Christine.
Next level, join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that pays the highest commission. Email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. You can be a part of a great industry that's fun and has a six-figure income potential. If you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. Great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is equal opportunity employer.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness? Loss
What's
of
that?
balance?
No, I didn't hear from him. Yeah.
Pins and needles in your hands and feet. Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help.
What kind of business is he in? Oh, okay. Maybe he hasn't gotten around to it yet. Mm-hmm. I know the arm on that mic's a little loose, but you got to get a little close. You got to be kind of close to it. You know, it moves, but it looks like it's this mic. The wire on that mic's not working, so we got to use the maybe a little closer. I disinfected the mic. Don't worry with that before you came in. I always go. All right, guys, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You know, we had really a problem a few months ago, and it was with Steve Kane with neuropathy, and this was a big problem because Steve was suffering, and we had a couple things coming up. We had a personal appearance coming up at Festival Flea Market, and we've got our annual listener cruise coming up, and Steve was getting really concerned because of the neuropathy. In particular about the cruise, our week-long cruise in January, because he was having a hard time walking around, getting around, because he wasn't just in pain and uncomfortable, he was having dizziness and all these problems. And so we went looking for a way for Steve to get some help with this neuropathy, and he went all over the place, including his neurologist. He went to a neurologist, and the neurologist said, you know, just learn to live with it, you know, you'll get used to it. And that was it. And then Steve found Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. And in studio today we have John from Lighthouse Medical Center. And just been complete life changers for Steve when it comes to his neuropathy. Hey, John, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, yeah. You know, I've heard from so many of our listeners who are patients of yours over at Lighthouse Medical Center who have gone there for neuropathy treatment, and they just rave and rave about how it's changed their life. You got to tell us about this, because until we found you guys at Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano, I've always heard that if you have neuropathy, no treatment, you're done.
Yeah, you know, it's a common misconception amongst people who go to their family practice physician each year for a checkup and tell them about it, or perhaps they go to a neurologist because they're digging for a little more help. You know, it's sad, to be honest with you, because there are solutions to neuropathy, and you know, we have a whole treatment program that's dedicated to alleviating those symptoms and fixing that problem. And we get that all the time where patients said they've come in, they have had an EMG nerve test done, it showed this, and this, and you know, sometimes those tests don't show the whole picture. And with peripheral neuropathy, it is a different picture, and so we have to do some testing to see what the severity is for a patient, and then we put together a treatment plan that's, you know, customized to them, what they need to alleviate the problem, and go from there.
Now, I imagine it's different for everyone, but Steve had neuropathy pretty bad. I mean, it was the point where it was a disability. I mean, he was not mobile. And he went in for his first treatment on a Friday, and I talked to him on Sunday on the phone, and he was telling me how great he was doing. He was noticing, like, results that quick.
Yeah, you know, it's been inspiring just seeing how many patients who are daily listeners to you guys on all your platforms who have reached out and called for help for them or their family member or friends, who they're dedicated listeners, and they end up all being really nice and great people, and they speak highly of you, and we've been able to help a lot of them. And it's inspiring to know that, you know, there's still people in the community who are helping other people like you guys, telling Steve's story. And you know, I remember the second week he came in, you know, first he could kind of barely walk in with a rolling wheelchair, and now he's up and at 'em and moving better. And you know, I appreciate you sharing his story.
Yeah, and you know, the thing with neuropathy, a lot of people have it, they don't even know it.
That's correct. If it wasn't for information describing neuropathy, the numbness, the burning, the tingling, the pain, the lack of sleep, the balance issues in older patients, unless patients kind of recognize one of those symptoms, or maybe a couple of them, they don't know that neuropathy is the fancy word for those symptoms. So
yeah.
Sometimes patients don't even realize they have neuropathy.
Yeah, and you know, the symptoms of neuropathy, when you go through them, right? Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, weak muscles, loss of balance, muscle twitching. It's really like torture, really.
It is, and you know how you described it earlier. You know, it really is debilitating for some patients. especially our older patients who are starting to have balance issues. Losing their lack of independence to be able to live alone at home, take care of themselves. It starts to, infringe on that. So, that's one of the things that we want to do is help patients not only fix the problem, but get stronger, remain their independence, and continue living the life they want to live and having a good quality of life.
Yeah, and at Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano, it is a free consultation when you mention you heard about them on the radio. I'll give you the number, but if you miss it now, go to stevekaneshow.com on our sponsor page. Lighthouse Medical Center is listed there, but here's the number: 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Now, one thing that's important to point out that I think is absolutely amazing is Lighthouse Medical Center is a medical practice that has been in practice with the same family in Pompano for 75 years. That's amazing.
That's right, Brian. 3 generations of helping patients here in the South Florida area. We're proud of that. This is our 75th anniversary, and we're ready for 75 more. We keep growing and growing and being able to help more people, and we just want to continue that path.
Well, that's an important point. 75 years in practice with the same family in Pompano. This is amazing because, well, it goes to the credibility of the practice and, of course, the different treatment options you have for different things. But Lighthouse Medical Center very well may be the oldest medical practice in Broward County. That is a long time in Broward County, 75 years. I would be shocked if there was another medical practice that could beat that. But you guys do more than just treat neuropathy, which I did not know that. I thought that this treatment you had was just for neuropathy, but you were telling us that there's other issues and conditions that people have that you can help them with.
Yeah, neuropathy is one of our specialties, but we have several different parts of our practice that we do. We have a lot of non-surgical options with regenerative medicine, using cellular biologics and PRP and things like that. Patients with shoulder problems, chronic back pain is a big one, hip issues, ankle issues, little nicks and scrapes from playing pickleball, all the way down to that. And then, the big one that we have that most people don't know about is our knee pain and treatment program, where people have been told they have bone on bone or need a knee replacement, or they know they're getting close to it. The key to that is come early. There's non-surgical options to fix those problems, and if you get in early enough, we can prevent surgery a lot of times. Sometimes we have to use some solutions after someone's had surgery to alleviate the scar tissue and inflammation, but our knee pain program is one of the biggest parts of our practice, and we've had several patients from your show who have come in, and we've been able to prevent the knee replacement surgery.
Well, I'll tell you this about knee surgery of any kind, not just replacement. I'm talking about knee surgery of any. Now, this is just me personally. This is just my experience from people I've known throughout my life. I have never known someone to have any type of knee surgery for anything tell me, oh, I got my knee surgery and the pain's gone. What they always tell me is, well, I have my next surgery scheduled. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've been told you need knee surgery, maybe you do, but I'd call Lighthouse Medical Center first. Go over there, talk to them, and find out. Maybe you don't have to. And I think you all out there will agree. Have you ever heard of anyone having knee surgery telling you their problems were solved? Now, that's just my experience. I'm not a doctor or anything, but that seems to be the way that it goes. Now, again, it's always a no-charge consultation at Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642, 754-222-6642. So, knee, ankle, these are joint issues. So people that are suffering from other joint issues, you can help them too, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. We use the cellular biologics as a big tool to alleviate those issues. Depending on what a patient's problem is, we'll figure that out in their free consultation. But that's the first thing we do. Have you come in, do some tests, and then we put together a treatment plan that's specific, for your needs.
Yeah, and back pain, the treatment you were mentioning, the treatment can help with back pain as well. Back pain is the #1 reason people go on disability in this country, back pain. And a lot of times people have back pain, they got joint pain, they got knee pain, they take medications and you're not treating anything, you're masking the pain, and you're doping yourself up. You want to get to the root cause of the problem, not just dope yourself up and mask the pain. And well, be doped up and drugged out all the time. Now, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the gold report. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Again, Lighthouse Medical Center. Give them a call, 754-222-6642, 754-222-6642. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. We'll be right back.
Suffer from neuropathy.
Did you we got a few minutes left after the break. Did you want to record a commercial with yourself? Did you write something up, or we could do it another day on the phone like last time, or we can do it today. It's up to you if you're.
The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, I'm calling from Sunrise, Florida. How you doing, buddy?
All right, Sunrise, Florida.
I went to Friendly Fire. Listen, man, that guy, Mike, and his two guys that are with him working there, I couldn't believe the price I got on my tires. My car is running so smooth, and the tires, I don't know how that guy's even in business. The money that I spent, and I called cops.
Yeah, do you have something written up? Did you write up something? Okay, I'd like to have one if it was just you, because then I got your voice. I can play it a little more if I'm not on it. But we can. It's up to you what you want to do. Okay.
When we did the last one, that was perfect. So I trust
New tires as
your
low
expertise.
as $70 a tire. And when you call Friendly Mike for a price on new and used tires, remember that is out the door and on the road.
We'll just have a couple minutes left when we get back from the.
Or even dispose of your used tire. He gives you the flat price out the door and on the road when he gives you a quote over the phone. I bought both new and used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate. Here's his number. He will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate.
Oops.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut by Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, and it is time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated right here in Boca with the first look at gold and the other precious metals. William Youngerman, how the metals look this morning?
Looking very good. Buying opportunity today. A little bit of a pullback yesterday and this morning so far, although it has come back from the lows on the inflation data that just came out. The highest inflation rate since 1981. Inflation at 8.6%, and that's what they're coming up with. I think most of us would say, yeah, good luck with that. It's probably much more than that, but certainly in the fuel area. That being said, gold was down yesterday, $4.70 at $1,848.40 after trading in a range of $1,840 to $1,857. Yesterday we saw silver close down 35 cents to $21.67. Platinum was down $35 at $9.71, and palladium closed down $14 at $1,866. This morning, we did see a big trading range on gold so far, getting down to about $1,824 before the reports came out, and then all the way up to $1,849. Right now, gold trading at about $1,845 the ounce. That's down $3.40. Silver up 3 cents right now at $21.70. Platinum down $1 at $9.70, and palladium down $23 at $1,843. Stock market's poised to open lower again today, and oil still stubbornly staying way up there around $22 a barrel, highly inflationary.
Yeah, and gold and the other precious metals, there are many great things. One of them is a store of wealth, and we're experiencing inflation that I don't think any of us have experienced in our lifetimes. I mean, we're getting to Weimar Republic time here with these numbers are crazy, and the metals are a great store of your wealth. Now, we're a little more than a week away from Father's Day, William Youngerman. What are some of the great things you have available that are great for Dad on his day?
Some jewelry, which we are wholesalers of jewelry. So if you're a Steve Kane listener, you have the opportunity to just come in and say, hey, I'm a Steve Kane listener. Could I see some Father's Day jewelry? But we also have very interesting collectibles and keepsakes in the rare coins and precious metals and paper money that we can come up with very interesting things that will find him to be very fascinated with history in his hands and art and beautiful objects.
Yeah. And, of course, pre-33 gold, too, right?
Absolutely. We have a very large inventory of pre-1933 U.S. gold coins that were our real money back prior to going off of these gold standards.
That's right. Now, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m., located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road, on the first floor of the Bank of America building. You can find them online at williamyoungerman.com or give them a call toll-free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. William Youngerman will talk next week. Have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care. Now, we're in studio today with John from Lighthouse Medical Center, who I know a lot of you out there know because you've gone to Lighthouse Medical Center for neuropathy treatment. I mean, this is really an amazing thing because I imagine, can you tell a little bit about the treatment protocol? People come in, they've got their neuropathy, they're suffering. What are the stages of the treatment protocol that they go through?
Yeah, Brian, so when a patient comes in for the first time, they'll fill out the basic paperwork so that we can get to know them and their health history. We do a detective dive into that to see what the causes are, what we need to also be treating or recognize throughout their neuropathy treatment. We put together a detailed treatment plan for them and explain to them what that journey is going to look like, give them an idea of how long it will take to get them, majority better, and then we're off from there. We start with a specific procedure to get the body going and get the cells going and start to help heal those tissues that are damaged from the lack of circulation. And then everything else from there is a progressive process to continuing that circulation increase, and the patients tend to get better and better each week.
Now, some of this treatment it starts out in the office, but a lot of it's done at home, right?
That is true. So we give patients 2 pieces of medical equipment to do at home. They're very easy to do, simply plug and play. They can watch TV, take a nap, listen to your show while they do it.
Yeah.
And, it makes it easy so they don't have to come see us every day of the week.
Yeah, and sometimes people with neuropathy are older. You may not drive as much, or you may have to get a ride. So know that you can. A lot of this treatment is done at home. Now, if people aren't local and they can't come in the office and they're out of town, you can help them too.
Yeah, we do a phone or Zoom telehealth visit with them. Do all of the same processes that we do for a patient in person. We then put together a treatment plan, tell them what they're going to need to do to get better, and we send them out their equipment straight to their home. And we've had a lot of callers from Wisconsin and Michigan and all sorts of places who are listeners for you all over the country.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And all of you that have called Lighthouse Medical Center since they've been with us, thank you so much for your support of us. And I'm so happy that I'm hearing from a lot of people, and they are it changes their life. They're able to get out of the house again. They're able to go places. They're able to drive. They're able to sleep because they have a tough time sleeping with the neuropathy. So let me give out the number. Now remember, make sure you mention you heard about Lighthouse Medical Center on the radio so you can take advantage of that free, no-charge consultation online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com, or give them a call, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's the Lighthouse Medical Center right here in Pompano, in practice for 75 years with the same family. That's just an absolute amazing thing. Well, John, thanks so much for coming in today. And thanks for helping Steve with his neuropathy, because he was suffering and we were in trouble.
Hey, I appreciate you saying that, Brian, and I just want to say one thing before I let you go for the weekend. If anybody out there has a business that they're trying to tell the story of that business and get their story out there to be able to help other patients or people in the community, give Brian a call and Steve a call. They've been really great to us in sharing his story, and through his story we've been able to help a lot of other people. So appreciate you and Steve.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for those kind words. Well, listen, everybody, Steve will be back on Monday, and of course I'll be here bright and early at 6 a.m. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year. My name is Brian Craig, and to all you who called in today, except Liberal Al, thank you for your call. Great calls today, very smart and brilliant people in this listening audience who added a lot to the conversation. We'll see you bright and early Monday morning at 6 a.m. Until then, have a great day and a wonderful weekend. Take care, everyone.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Dixie from Deerfield.
All right, guys on YouTube, I'll see you soon, all right? Thanks for watching, everyone.
I went over there. They're wonderful.
Take care.
I have a